So, thanks to all of you who are still here. It's been an extremely interesting day for me. I sense from the room that most of you feel the same. We went through a lot of points. I will make a short conclusion of what I take from the day. The good news is there's only me between you and the cocktail. The bad news is I have 15 pages of notes. No, I'm not. I will keep to the time as all our speakers have done, with the eminent help of our moderator. So many of you came to the conference today with a great number of questions. You probably have many more now, but some of them were solved. And some of the new questions will actually help drive us forward. Thanks also to everybody who tweeted during the day. This has added a lot to the discussion and the inputs and the vividness of the contacts. My expectation is that we have collectively acquired a better picture of where we stand, how we will get to the situation where we have interoperable public services in the Union without barriers, across borders and across sectors. So a little bit of a summary of what we heard. I'll take us through a little bit the different points that we learned today. We heard the views of both Commission leaders and members of the European Parliament on how the new program will address the challenges of the digital single market and the challenges of the public administrations in the Union. We also had testimonies from Japan on the importance of exchanging meaningful data between different systems when facing major natural disasters. That was a wake-up call for many of us. A number of key enablers for digital public services were presented, and the way that member states build and operate interoperable services. In this part of the conference, we saw that the European and national level need to meet. The very interesting examples from member states prove that each country has its own way to deal with its public services, but there is a common understanding across the Union of how we need to go forward. We share many principles and ideas. We heard about the expected results and outputs of the new program. We know that the new program is more ambitious, more outreaching, and we certainly need all the stakeholders' engagement to make it a success story. A high panel answering questions that provided input and orientations for us to tackle the new challenges of the ISA² program. This panel was followed by presentations addressing the same topics from a more practical perspective. We were hearing about bolts and nuts and pipes even. Citizens and businesses had a special chapter because they are our major stakeholders, and the success of our services is daily judged by them. We have heard of ways to engage them in the service design from the UK on the user research, but also from others, which will allow the administrations to create better services. Then the day took a slightly more technical turn to address issues around the base registers, which are one of the keys to build interoperability among public administrations. We continued with the European Interoperability Framework and the Interoperability Reference Architecture. And at this point, I would like to stress the importance of all of you actually giving your opinion on this revision. We heard a lot of input on the EIF, what it needs to do, how we need to go forward. Please do give us your opinion in the public consultation. It is very important to us. We heard interesting approaches on how to implement reference architecture in a national context, the Dutch, in a union policy, JRC, and in a union agency, EFSA. This plurality reassures us that interoperability allows diversity in implementation. We heard some interesting names, Nora, Oslo being in Belgium, actually. Throughout the presentations, we had a lot of personal testimonies. Quite a few gloves were being thrown. One of them very clearly from the Council to the Commission. Thank you for that. We will take it up. There were a lot of challenges from both participants and audience on how to take us forward. Lots of questions. I think Erik had the record on the number of questions that he posed to the participants, to the audience. Thank you for those. There was also a lot of sharing of secrets. And we had some very poignant and strong one-liners. I like the one, no data, no party, for example. Many more. So for those of you who would like to go back to what you've heard today, the conference presentations will be published on the conference website within the next few days. And we are, of course, available to explain and present the ISA² program to other audiences, if you would have that interest. With that, I would like to thank you for your participation. I hope you enjoyed the day as much as I did. And I'm looking forward to meeting you all in a fruitful and collaborative participation in the ISA² program. I would like to thank specifically Paul and Sergei for your eminent moderations of panels and the day for the rest. All speakers, of course, and all participants. Fantastic. I really enjoyed the day. So first of all, thanks to everybody.